Representative, are you still with us on the phone?
Yes, I am. I'm here.
Sorry, that was my
no worries.
My outro sounded like it was over, but you're staying with us, and we're going to take a call if that's all right with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go to Vince in California. Vince, you're on the line with Representative Mark Pocan.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I was just curious because I keep hearing the term special prosecutor thrown around, throughout the mainstream media and all the news channels, and in fact yourselves. And I'm just curious, what crimes have the Trump administration been charged with that you would need a special prosecutor to prosecute?
It's a good question,
Sure.
Vince, but and I think Representative Mark Pocan can answer what a special prosecutor actually does.
Well, and what I'm arguing, Vince, is we need someone who has the independence to actually get into this investigation, because clearly 17 intelligence agencies have put together a report talking about this collusion with the election, or talking about the Russian involvement in the election. Clearly, there's a bunch of evidence around collusion that we're trying to get to the bottom of so that the administration can move forward. But because quite honestly, in the House Intelligence Committee, watching the chair, Nunez, and what he did, he had to recuse himself. And we've had attorney generals who had to recuse himself. And because of that, we need to have somehow getting to the bottom of this in an objective way. So we wanted an independent investigation, but at this point, the best way to do it so that someone can't just arbitrarily fire someone who's doing it is you have a special prosecutor, and that's going to be the cleanest, best way to get it done.
So that is actually the function of the special prosecutor, is an independent body, an independent person who with investigatory power, this is, we've seen this in the past. The idea is to make it above political interference. And so since
Absolutely.
We've seen so much political interference now, and, time after time after time, there's been people, how could somebody actually, investigate something if they know that they're investigating, basically their boss who could fire them at any moment? And that's the idea of this independent investigator.
Exactly. And, with what just happened, what kind of a message was just sent after two people from the Justice Department earlier were fired who were involved at some level of investigation, and now the director of the FBI has been fired? Clearly, the message from the White House has been, if you investigate this, you're asking to find another job. And that's why we need to have this special prosecutor, independent counsel to come in to investigate and see if there needs to be any prosecution on it. But we're not, that's what they're there to investigate. So I think Vince's question is, it's not that they're there to automatically prosecute. They're there to investigate if there is a reason to. There's certainly been plenty of circumstantial and other evidence from our intelligence communities that's worth looking at. And because Congress has, let's face it, failed on this, we more than ever need a special prosecutor to get involved.
Representative Pocan, you want to take another call?
Sure.
Let's do it. Let's go to Dion in Illinois. Dion, you're on the line.
Yes, my question for the congressman is, what is yours and your party and constituents' red line for you guys to impeach Trump?
Well, Dion, I think the red line is more the fact that we have to get a majority of votes in Congress, which means the Republicans are in the majority. They have to be able to vote to move impeachment forward. So we have to have something that's so solid that you can get Republican votes, because even if you had every single Democrat vote for impeachment, you wouldn't have enough votes. So it has to be something that goes with such a strong preponderance of information and facts, which is why we need a special prosecutor so that can actually come out of this investigation, because it's been stymied by from the Attorney General to the head of the Intelligence Committee in the House. That's the level we have to get. So you have to have Republican votes, because they're in the majority, to actually have impeachment and prove that there's a crime. Special prosecutor will help either clear the air or find that there may be something that brings us to that level.
And the other way forward would be in 2018 to get a Democratic majority if the facts are there that they could proceed on, would be, the other path forward on that.
and nothing is fast, as you know, Alex, right? So, I mean, part of it is just getting to the point we can have a prosecutor. That could be a very long process, but I guarantee more and more information is going to come out about Russian involvement, and I'm guessing very strongly that you're going to see more actions around complicity with either people from the campaign or otherwise in Trump world. And, that's what we have to continue to collect that information. But, if he's going to keep stymieing it and firing the FBI director who's investigating him, that raises, again, like I said, if there was an impeachment clock, we just moved an hour closer. So,
Representative Pocan, we got a couple minutes here, and CNN broke the story minutes after Comey was fired. They were working on it, and then Comey's firing actually pushed it to publish that there is a grand jury in Virginia that was impaneled in this investigation. That we know there are ongoing investigations. That's a huge part of this story. That's why we need a special prosecutor, because we know that there are investigations that are ongoing, and we know we've already seen political interference multiple times.
Absolutely. And, for Kellyanne Conway to say somehow it's inappropriate for us to talk about the timing of the need for this, I mean, that's a more subterfuge. I mean, bottom line is they rushed this decision. It took them a long time to fire Flynn. They rushed this decision, and there's a reason why they rushed the decision. They didn't even tell him. He found out from watching it on TV in the background and thought it was a joke at first when people mentioned it to him. This is such an amateur hour, and I think everything just continues to point to some kind of cover-up, and that's why we've got to get to the bottom of all this.
So there's a really a disturbing detail I found. I mean, maybe it's just a little small one, but I just thought it was weird that the president dispatched his personal bodyguard to deliver the letter to Comey. I thought that was just weird. This is not a normal story that we're seeing in any way, shape, or form. Representative Mark Pocan from the great state of Wisconsin, thank you so much for joining us on the Thom Hartmann Program. I'm Alex Lawson, filling in for Tom, and we're going to be right back after this quick break.